Hey, and welcome back to Game Lore Unlocked. If you caught our last video, you know that I'm slightly obsessed with the fact that people are out there actually building real working animatronics. Some of them straight out of FNAF, and others way weirder. This is our part 2 of our countdown, so if you missed the first one, definitely check that out after this. We featured some absolutely mind-blowing builds in them, but trust me, today's list is just as wild. Some of these are horrifying, some of them are beautifully engineered, and some are just, why does this exist and how do I get one? And if you're into creepy animatronics, weird Chuck E. Cheese energy, and DIY horror, hit the like button and leave a comment below. I really love seeing who's along on this ride with me. Let's get started. You can't talk real animatronics without paying your respects to one of the most iconic haunted attractions of all time, Disney's Haunted Mansion. And as of 2025, the mansion has been given a fresh coat of dread. With new lighting, cleaner projection effects, and enhanced sound design, the ride still opens with that classic ominous voice.
When candlelights flicker where the air is deathly still, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight.
Enter Constance Hatchaway, the ghost bride who's been quietly decapitating her way through multiple husbands since she joined the ride in 2006. This isn't your average haunted house ghost. Her spectral figure shimmers in the attic, her voice is calm, almost seductive, and that ghostly axe she cradles, yeah, it's not for decoration. Her appearance is powered by rear projection animatronics, combined with some classic Disney trickery, floating motion, disappearing limbs, and hauntingly timed dialogue that feels ripped from a seance. And, thanks to that 2025 update, she now flickers in and out of view with upgraded lighting that makes her feel even less alive, and somehow more present. It's not the flashiest animatronic on the list, but it doesn't need to be. Constance is all about restraint, unease, and that spine-tingling feeling that someone is smiling at you, with an axe behind their back. This next one might not be from a horror game, but it feels like it belongs in one. Meet Cut Up, also known as Bloody Sweet Clown, made by the pros at Distortions Unlimited, who've been crafting animatronic nightmares for haunted houses since the 1980s. This thing lunges forward with just enough force to make you backpedal, tilts its head side to side, and delivers full-on evil laughter through built-in speakers. Some models have glowing eyes, others, like the one we're featuring, focus on physical movement, mouth articulation, pneumatic-powered lunging, tilting head and shoulders that make it feel almost too reactive. The build was so unsettling that some owners have had trouble even getting it to work properly. Not because it's broken, but because of compressor setups and audio controls that need to be tamed as if it's actually a clown demon. This one's a deep cut, and one of the coolest fan-made FNAF animatronics we've seen in a while. Smith's Robotics is a small YouTube channel run by a solo creator who handcrafts working FNAF animatronics, including this mechanized Withered Freddy from FNAF 2. What makes this entry special is the sheer effort put into every part of the build. The creator didn't just slap together a costume and call it a day, they designed a custom endoskeleton using Tinkercad, wired it up with servos, and even gave it working LED lit eyes, jaw movement, and servo-controlled eyelids. The head alone required over 150 kg of servo torque to keep it stable. Because this isn't cosplay, this is a legitimate animatronic head mounted on a full mechanical neck. The creator admits it's still a work in progress, but even at this stage it captures the unsettling vibe of Freddy perfectly. Eyes that twitch, a mouth that moves just a little bit too slow, and a shell of fur and fabric stretched over a robotic skull. And look, any fan who teaches themselves full-on electronics and 3D printing just to recreate a decaying Freddy Fazbear, that's commitment. Or madness. Maybe both.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Before Freddy Fazbear even hit the stage, there was this crew, the Rock-afire explosion. Built in the early 1980s by inventor Aaron Fletcher, this was a full-on animatronic rock band installed at Showbiz Pizza Place, the original rival to Chuck E. Cheese. These robots weren't just puppets, they were high-tech for their time. Servo-driven mouse, blinking eyes, robotic hands playing drums and keyboards, all controlled by proprietary tapes and microcontrollers. And they were creepy. Not on purpose, but in that very specific retro animatronic nightmare sort of way. Fletcher's work directly inspired the FNAF franchise, with Scott Cawthon even citing Showbiz-style pizza joints as one of his core influences. And while most of the original Rock-afire bots have been scrapped, a few survivors remain, restored by collectors and YouTubers who keep them alive in garages and basements to this day. The band lives on, in a slightly haunted, nostalgia-drenched kind of way. Okay, this one's weird, and that's exactly why it made the list. Inside the surreal art exhibit known as Omega Mart, created by the team of Meow live a pair of fully functional, unsettling, lifelike robots built by fabricator and engineer Tom Sepe. These bots aren't just standing around looking cool, they work 24/7. No movie magic, Tom had to design them to withstand constant interaction. Test after test, day after day. The process involved welding, 3D printing, mechanical prototyping, and a ton of trial and error. Because these bots don't just light up and wave, they scan IDs, move their head, react to people and character, and all of it had to be wrapped in Omega Mart's signature weirdness, like a robot security guard wearing business attire and glowing surveillance eyes. In Tom's own words, these had to work day in and out, not just for a single shot on a movie set. And that's the beauty of this entry. It's not horror, it's not fandom, it's living, breathing sci-fi surrealism in animatronic form. And we love it. Oh, by the way, just had to jump in here, do apologise. Don't think we've peaked just yet. The final 3 entries include a face-ripping clown, a robot that lives with its creators, and something built to bite through bone. So be sure to stay tuned. Alright, back to it. You ever walked through a Halloween store and spotted something that made you stop in your tracks? Yeah, that's this entry. Made by Seasonal Visions International, this now discontinued animatronic Chucky doll is one of the most unsettling things to ever be mass-produced. It stands just under 3 feet tall, comes equipped with a moving mouth, tilting head, audio playback, and even lunges forward as it speaks. It's designed to look like the Child's Play 2 version, and it pulls it off all too well. The stitched up face, the good guy's outfit, the dead-eyed stare, and of course that classic raspy laugh. This isn't a one-of-one fan build, this is something that thousands of stores actually stocked, which makes it weirder. Why? Because it bridges the gap between movie prop and retail nightmare fuel. It's the only entry on this list that might have lived in your garage, just waiting to be possessed. And hey, even though it's no longer in production, if you do ever find one secondhand, approach with caution. Chucky doesn't like being boxed up. Okay, let's shift from murder dolls to theme park legends. Standing tall inside Toy Story Mania, Disney's California Adventure, and Hollywood Studios is a character you'd never expect to be one of the most advanced animatronics in theme park history. Yup, Mr. Potato Head. This isn't just a statue that talks, it's a fully interactive, state-of-the-art audio animatronic that debuted in 2008. And it was actually the first animatronic in a Disney park that could remove and replace its own body part in real time. No joke. Mr. Potato Head is voiced by Don Rickles himself, and reacts to guests by name, tells jokes, moves his arms, lips, eyes, and yes, literally takes off his ear and pops it back in like it's no big deal. The complexity here is wild. You're looking at pre-recorded voice lines, eye tracking and blinking sync to speech, a motorized body with near seamless fluidity. And he does it thousands of times a day, every day, without breaking character. Theme park animatronics usually try and blend into the scenery, but this guy, he owns the spotlight. Alright, so this one's not horror. It's not fan-made, but it's something much more terrifying. A robot that looks a little too human. Meet Amica. Developed by Engineered Arts and widely regarded as the most advanced humanoid robot in the world. Facial expressions, blinking, breathing, eye contact, real-time interaction with eerily realistic emotional micro-expressions. This isn't CGI, this is real-world servo magic. With layered silicone skin and AI-powered facial tracking, she can smile, smirk, raise an eyebrow, or turn her head to look directly at you, and it feels like she knows something you don't. Originally revealed in 2021, Amica's development is ongoing, with regular upgrades to her expression systems, movement calibrations, and even conversation capabilities. At one point she blinked, frowned, and tilted her head in reaction to a joke, and the internet lost it. Why is she here on this list? Because this is the real future of animatronics. Not just horror props, not just theme park robots, but interactive humanoids that blur the line between machine and person. And tell me honestly, wouldn't you rather be stuck in a room with Springtrap than have Amica silently watching you, smiling? DL Electronics earned their spot with 2 solid builds, Springtrap and Fredbear, both full-scale animatronics constructed with a clear love for the source material and some impressive engineering. Their Springtrap animatronic features fully articulated limbs, glowing expressive eyes, and a skeletal core beneath its tattered foam shell. While the build isn't wearable, it stands as a towering display piece, complete with servo-assisted jaw movement and subtle wiring in the torso for the unsettling undead energy. Fredbear, on the other hand, is a servo-driven animatronic suit, with a striking purple vest and a top hat combo that makes it look like he stepped right off the FNAF 4 stage. The eyes track, the mouth opens smoothly, and limbs move with a surprising degree of realism. DL's ability to take foam, wiring, and raw servos and bring the characters to life deserves serious applause. Their work is clean, technically sound, and packed with personality. Both builds are showcased on their channel with detailed testing footage, and the animatronics hold up beautifully under the camera. If Fazbear's Fright was real, DL Electronics would be the ones restoring the animatronics in the basement. You already know the name. They topped part 1, and now they're back with 2 new builds that shattered expectations and probably a few nerves. Let's talk about Yarnaby first. Built from scratch for a Poppy Playtime escape room, this thing is made from solid steel, covered in custom dyed rope and fur, powered by pneumatics strong enough to crush a banana can, and ballistic gel arms, features a motorized lunge system and a functional air-powered chomping head. It even has resin-cast monster teeth printed with dental-grade material, like real teeth. Too real. It took hundreds of feet of tubing, multiple mini poses, servo tests, motor controller setups, and more, and a final chomp test, yeah. Yarnaby bit a fake arm clean off, loudly, on camera. It's the most chaotic, over-engineered, violently adorable mascot horror build we've ever seen. And then Enard. Built on a modified humanoid robot frame and described as their most complex build to date, Wicked Maker's Enard animatronic is nothing short of nightmare fuel. This thing has over 500 feet of wire tubing, servo-controlled faceplates and jaw, LED-lit rotating eyes, a flexible, reposed spine for the leaning horror stance, and a clown mask that opens on command. They even did an overnight sleep challenge with it looming over them in their bedroom, and survived. Barely. This Enard isn't just cosplay, it's a full animatronic performance piece. Terrifying, brilliant, possibly haunted. And there you have it, part 2 of our wild dive into real-life animatronics. Cursed clowns, haunted theme parks, FNAF nightmares, and whatever Yarnaby is supposed to be. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, definitely check that out here. We covered some legendary builds there too. And this whole series is celebrating just how creative and sometimes terrifying people can get when they love a franchise. And hey, whilst you're here, drop a comment below. Let me know what your favourite animatronic is. It doesn't have to be one from this video, or FNAF, or any of the franchises I've covered. It could be something completely different. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It would really mean everything to me. There's definitely more weird stuff coming, and I'd love you to be a part of it. Thank you for watching, stay curious, and stay creepy. See you next time.